Good morning. My name is Kurt Ranta. I'm field operations on the Bedrock and the Salmon Fire for Pacific Northwest Team 12. I'm here to give you an update on the Bedrock and the Salmon fires. We'll start with the Bedrock Fire and kind of go around the horn clockwise here with the divisions. We'll start in Division Alpha, which is the western side and the northwestern side of the fire. They're still doing a little bit of continuation on the prep they've been doing for really the last week and a half or so, bolstering some of that, doing some snagging, some cleanup, with the intent of being ready to start burning down as early as today. We'll move around to Juliet. I guess I'll back up here. Activity on the main fire edge hasn't moved much in the last couple days. It continues to creep and smolder in that old burn scar from the Jones fire from a few years ago. So it's starting to get up to the point where it's going to push their line as we get into the warmer and the hotter weather, or hotter and drier weather coming up this weekend. So we're going to start pulling the trigger on bringing some fire along the indirect line up top here as early as this afternoon. Moving around to Division Juliet in the top, we have a few things going on. Yesterday afternoon, up at the top here, right around the forest boundary, they started bringing some fire, meaning they started firing operation down that road, and this morning they reached down to drop point 20, which, as you see there, is the break between Division Juliet and Division Alpha. That was successful. Today they'll be working on holding that line and making sure that's good, with the intent that later this afternoon we'll start taking fire from drop point 20 there at the division break to the west. And the plan with Alpha for the next few days is to take chunks down the hill, burning out with the appropriate resources, and taking it down that line towards the Highway 18 or the Road 18. Additionally, in Juliet, possibly tonight, we'll be tying in one more piece of line up top as far as the burnout goes in the nighttime when the conditions are a little cooler, and hopefully tie that in up top. And that would essentially tie line all the way down into the Hee Creek drainage. So moving along in the east in Division Juliet, this fire along here is looking very good along the top in Hee Creek drainage. Hasn't moved in a long time, at least since the team's been here, and we've had people in there checking it. The next operation for the next few days, we do have some line established out here in the northeast corner of the fire, where, as you see, Division Juliet, Division Lima, the break there, they have hand line, dozer line, road systems that they intend to use to burn out off of in a few days. The fire down in this, what we're calling the no-name drainage that runs up towards that 1832 road, is still moving along rather slowly. Really steep timbered ground, can't get people in there. So we're just reinforcing this line up here that we can utilize when we need to start doing the burning. Wrapping around in a Division Lima, they are doing a little bit of tactical firing along the road, just enough to stay ahead of the fire in the drainage below them so it doesn't run up at them. So they'll be working on that today again. Moving around to Division Lima on this kind of horseshoe area in here. That area is looking outstanding. They're patrolling it, but there's really no heat in there and looking quite good. The section in here, this section that burned actually into the Middle Fork fire scar from a couple years ago, there's no movement in there for many days. They're still in there assessing what needs to be done. Most of it just burned out into the other fire and went out. Moving around into the Division Oscar, which is this ground in here from drop point 51 out to the 18 road. They're continuing to go along this as direct as possible. There's line along most of this, and they have people in there just checking, mopping up, and securing to make sure that doesn't move any further into this old Middle Fork fire scar, and doing a little bit of indirect line in really rough country out here in case this surprises us and actually does move a little bit, which we do not anticipate. Moving down into Division Sierra and Yankee. This is Sierra and Yankee got combined today. This boot, as we're calling it, looking good, no movement. There's line along all of it, so they're going to continue to mop up and secure where they can, and they're doing some additional chipping work and repair type work along this 1821 road south of the 18 road. Additionally, there's some Hayden structures in here that has fire around them on three sides, and they have done a bunch of additional work in there as far as protecting those structures when fire does eventually get down here, so that's looking really good as well. Moving on to the Salmon Fire. Salmon Fire started a couple days ago. The team inherited that fire, so it's part of our complex. We put resources on there a couple days ago, very aggressively attacked this. We got a lot of good work done the first shift yesterday, or a couple days ago. Yesterday, they had a little bit of open lines still on that east side of the fire. This is Division Bravo. This is Division Zulu, east and west, just outside of Oak Ridge, off the highway there. Yesterday, they completed line all the way to the top, and that's looking really good right now. And now they're just looking to bring some hose in and mop and secure that side. On the east side, they put some along the road systems here, the 220 and the 209. They put in some indirect line. And last night, when the conditions were good, they started burning down along here. I believe they almost got complete there, and they'll look at finishing that up when it's the right time to do it today. And once they are anticipating success there, and once that's done, we'll start mopping and securing along this whole section here in Division Zulu. That's the update I have for today. Thanks.